Welcome to today's explainer. We're jumping straight into the wonderful, slightly chaotic world of British weather slang. Because look, living in Britain means you're going to be talking about the weather. A lot. But if you're learning English, you've probably been stuck with these dry textbooks that tell you to look out the window and say a very standard, "It is raining." Let's be totally honest here. If you actually said that to a Brit while it was pouring down, they'd probably think you were a bit of a robot. I mean, it's grammatically correct, sure, but simply stating the facts just makes you sound far too literal. So today, we're fixing that. We are going to ditch the textbook and learn how to describe the drizzle and the downpour with some real conversational sizzle.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Beyond the Textbook.
Because for a sophisticated English speaker, basic observation just isn't enough. Think about that phrase, "It is raining." Factual? Yes. Grammatically flawless? Absolutely. But it is completely boring. Compare that dry toast of a translation to what you'll actually hear walking around London or Manchester. If there's just a light, kind of irritating drizzle, a local is going to tell you it's spitting. And if the sky is completely opened up, there's no way they just say it's raining. They'll tell you it is chucking it down. You see, it's about categorizing the weather by its intensity, replacing a basic, boring fact with a vivid, energetic picture.
Moving right along to Section 2, Everyday Exaggerations.
Now, what's genuinely fascinating here is this whole underlying concept. It's practically a national sport. Brits rarely settle for a plain, mundane description when they can sprinkle in some serious theatrical flair. And this isn't just about the rain. It's a fundamental pillar of the culture. When the weather is doing something dramatic, a literal description completely fails to capture the actual mood. You need phrases that have some life to them.
So look at how this maps out in everyday life. We constantly, and I mean constantly, upgrade a basic feeling to an absolute extreme. If someone hasn't eaten in a few hours, they won't say, "I'm hungry." That's way too boring. Instead, they'll declare, "I'm starving." If there's a slight chill in the air, they aren't cold, they are freezing. And if they get surprised by something, they haven't just been shocked, they have literally jumped out of their skin. You see, this habit of everyday exaggeration is the exact same lens you have to use when you're talking about the weather. You've got to elevate the ordinary.
Which brings us nicely to Section 3, the stiff upper lip.
So what happens when this dramatic weather becomes a downright nuisance and you are just getting completely soaked? Well, picture this. You're waiting at a bus stop, the wind is howling, you're huddled under a leaky umbrella, and you are getting absolutely drenched. Instead of complaining loudly about how miserable you are, you stoically deliver this gem, mustn't grumble. It perfectly captures that uniquely British attitude. It's an acknowledgement that yes, things are difficult right now, but you are actively choosing not to make a fuss. You just shrug it off. Honestly, it's a masterclass in understatement.
Or, here's another absolute classic to pull out of your pocket. If someone asks how you're doing while you're battling the elements, you just tell them you're hanging in there or hanging on in there. This phrase does something wonderful. It signals to the other person that things are undeniably tough, but you are bravely pushing through. It shows resilience without a single actual complaint. It is the perfect stoic reply to a gray, rainy afternoon.
All right, let's lighten things up with Section 4, Charming the Rain Away.
Let's pivot to the positive, because miserable weather can actually be the perfect excuse to be a little charming, maybe even a bit flirty. I absolutely love this one. Imagine a friend dashes under your umbrella to get out of a downpour. Instead of groaning about the dampness, you just smile and say, "All the better for seeing you." Using this phrase instantly shifts the focus away from the miserable rain and puts all your attention squarely on the lovely person standing right in front of you. It's using the bad weather as an excuse to deliver a brilliant compliment.
And hey, what about when the weather finally gives you a break? When the sun actually peeks through those heavy clouds and someone asks how you are, you deploy the ultimate British humble brag. Can't complain. It's this wonderfully quiet, understated way of admitting that life is actually treating you pretty well today. You aren't shouting your happiness from the rooftops, because, that wouldn't be very British, but you're letting them know there is absolutely nothing worth grumbling about.
Finally, Section 5, the full English vocabulary.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to anchor all of this into a totally new mindset. Think of your English vocabulary like a proper, full English breakfast, a classic fry-up. When you sit down for a fry-up, you wouldn't just accept a plain, dry piece of unbuttered toast, would you? No. You want the crispy bacon, you want that rich, runny egg yolk, you want the glorious golden buttered toast, the whole shebang. Your spoken English needs to be exactly the same. It should be rich, flavorful, and satisfying. So please, don't settle for the dry toast of textbook phrases like "it is raining."
Give yourself the full, flavorful experience of native expressions. So, to finish up today's explainer, I have a direct challenge for you. Take a look out your window right now. Ditch those robotic answers. Tell me, what's the weather really doing out there? Are you freezing? Is it spitting? Or is the sun shining so brightly that you simply can't complain? Take these phrases, add some sizzle to your vocabulary, and start talking about the world around you like a true local.